the ABH Cosmos Palette. I have it. Check it out. It is gorgeous. It's the most expensive palette I've actually bought this year, so it better be good. So let's, fingers crossed, let's test it out and have a play around with it. I'm gonna do 2 different eye looks today. We're gonna do one on this eye, one on the other eye, just because I really wanna jump into all these beautiful shimmers. I just know every shade in here I'm gonna use and I'm gonna love. So let's create some looks. I'm so excited. So ABH describes this as being inspired by explosive sparkles and star-filled galaxies. So we have 12 shades in here, ranging from neutrals to some fun turquoise. There are 5 mattes, 6 sparkling shadows, and 1 interesting shadow at the end here, which I believe is like a matte with sparkles pressed into it. So these shadows are very much what I'm into right now. The sparkles, the neutral shades, everything speaks to me. The outer packaging is actually quite interesting and quite plain in my opinion, but it is really subtle and very nice. It's kind of like this turquoisey, light pale blue. Me using all the adjectives. That is matte with this gold foil embossed sparkles and font. Oh my God, I've already dirtied it. Of course I have. Of course I've already dirtied it. So let's dive into the first look. I do hope to earn your subscription today, so please subscribe and let's get into it. So the first shade we're jumping in with is Comet, and I'm just going to begin by pressing this into the crease area. This will be our transition shade. Wow, it's actually blending really good already. You know what's interesting? The last ABH palette that I actually bought was the Modern Renaissance palette. So I haven't purchased a palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills for ages. And I'm actually quite shocked. The Nouveau, is that what it's called? Nouveau? I can't remember. There's this particular palette that launched that I nearly purchased. I was so close. I was even in store swatching it. I was tempted, but I didn't end up getting it. But I had to get this one. This is the one that sucked me right in. Okay, so look how nicely all that blended out. I packed like quite a bit on there and it's blended out really quite well. Love this color. This is a great neutral color. So this is how the shade Comet looks, and I love this shade. This is definitely for me one of my key go-to shades. What's great about this shade is that you can grab any of the shimmers in this palette and you could just tap it on your lid and be done. I love that it's so simple and effortless, but it's gonna look like you have your life together. And we love that. When we don't have our life together, we just tap it on and it looks like we do. Wonderful. All right, next up, we're going in with the shade Eclipse, and we're gonna begin to tap this on the outer corner. I'm gonna begin working it up and into our lid as well, because what I'm hoping is by putting this deeper color onto the eyelid a little bit, when I put a shimmer on top, it will transform the shimmer. So the shimmer will look just different on the whole lid because of what's underneath it. It's a really fun way to just elevate your looks and make it look like you put even more shimmers on when you have it. So that's what I'm hoping for with this shade. I think the 2 shades I'm going to pair with it will look stunning. Okay, now I'm worried. I'm going to want to buy the other palettes so I have the collection. Oh my God. Because there's 2 other ones, right? Do you guys have those palettes? Let me know which one your favorite is if you do, and if you do recommend them. Look at that. This is blending stunning. Wow. Those 2 colors pair beautifully together. That's fantastic. Wow, how impressive. I was a bit worried when I spent all that money on this palette, I will admit. So I'm packing that matte shade pretty much to the center of the lid, as you can see. And I will try and diffuse that harsh line right there. As you can see, it blends pretty good. Oh yes, this is what I want. This is exactly what I've been dreaming for. We're now going in with the sparkly shade Supernova. This is the one that excites me the most. Will I like it the most? Who knows? But when I look at it, it excites me the most. So we're gonna begin by tapping this on the eyelid. I grabbed a lot of shadow then. I grabbed a lot. Oh my goodness, I'm speechless. Wow, speechless. Wow. Speechless. This is gorgeous. It's ethereal. I love ethereal things right now. It's stunning. Okay, so I'm gonna try not to get too carried away with the shadow because I want to add more. Okay, oh my God, I can't help myself. It's so pretty. And I'm gonna tap it a little bit onto the, above the crease. Why not? Look at it, gorgeous. The shifts in this, okay, what am I seeing? I'm seeing blues, purples. I'm seeing blues and purples. I love blue and purple. I'm even seeing kind of like a neutral base with it. I hope I'm describing it right. It's kind of like a red or a brown base underneath it. It's probably what the color is underneath, like that matte shadow that we put. All right, next up we're gonna go in with the shade Super Cluster. Now this did arrive to me a little bit smashed. I did press it back in with my finger. So these shadows are very, very sensitive. Like they're very fragile, so do be very careful with your palette. With the shade Super Cluster, I'm gonna begin, oh my God. Oh my God. I'm only using a brush as well. Are you kidding me? Oh my God. Wow. Just when I thought I couldn't love a shade any more than the previous one, this shade. I cannot explain to you how reflective and sparkly this shade is. And what I love is it doesn't look too textured. You know how when you get some sparkly shades that just makes you look so textured and like your eyes are just peeling? This isn't giving me that right now. It's just giving me sparkle. And I love sparkles. I can't believe this is just a brush. Like I'm not even using my finger. I'm not using glitter glue. I'm not using anything. This is just straight up on top of my foundation. And that's it. And look at it. It's gorgeous. Okay, I have to merge those two shades a little bit. This, wow, breathtaking, honestly. It's just too good. It's too good. Wow, I need to look in the natural daylight. It's giving fairy princess. That's what it's giving. For the bottom lash line, I'm going in with the shade Comet. Just putting that all along the bottom lash line for now. I am getting a little bit of glitter fallout as well, so the glitter glue may help with that. I probably shouldn't have done my face first, but oh well. Now grabbing the shade Eclipse, I'm gonna then put that on the bottom lash line as well. And I'm sort of putting that on the half and outwards. So on this inner half here, I'm not really putting that. It's just the first Comet shade. Just because I can't help myself. I'm now grabbing the shade Supernova and I'm gonna put this. I'm just pressing it. Oh my goodness. I'm playing around, okay? You don't have to do this. And now there's glitter all over my face. I shouldn't be surprised. And that is what I wanted. Yeah, that's what it needed. Okay, now to help tie everything together, I'm gonna use the highlight that I have on for the very inner corner, just to make all my makeup merge a little better. Just when you thought we were done, one more shade. Taking the shade Dark Matter, I'm going to pack this on that lash line. This is just to help make my lashes appear thicker and also in a subtle way and a bit more softer than using liquid liner, for example. Wow, all these colors blend so nicely together. I'm in love with this palette and I've only done one look. I haven't even finished the look. I love it. This has potential to be my new favorite palette. It does for the year. Oh my God. It does, I'm telling you, little sneak peek, it's potential, it's up there. She's up there. I'm extremely impressed. Now I'm just gonna curl my lashes and apply some mascara. Okay, some other things I forgot to do is the waterline. I'm just gonna use a white cream gel liner, keep it simple. And also I'm gonna tide line the top waterline without poking myself in the eyeball. And now I'm gonna go ahead and pop on some false lashes just because I really wanna this look, okay? Just so you know, these are the lashes I'll be using, so they are very natural-ish looking. Okay, and here we have the first look completed. What do you guys think? I love the sparkles so much. Let's get into the second look. Okay, so now it's time to get into the second look, and this one is standing out to me, this shade right here. This was my second favorite shadow that stood out to me, first of all, so I have to use it. The first shade we're going in with is called Space Dust, and this is actually one of my go-to colors, so I'm really excited about this being in the palette because these types of neutrals get me every time. They're my everyday essentials. So with Space Dust, we're just buffing this into the crease all the way over in windshield wiper motions. This is blending so well. I just love this shade. This is such a staple shade, and again, you could use this shade and go in with any of the shimmers just on top and you're done. How quick and easy. Now we're going in with the shade Mars, and this is going to be packed onto the outer corner. So pretty much what I'm doing is replicating the base that we did on this eye here, just with different shades, also in hopes that creating two different eye looks, they will kind of also complement each other because they were created in a similar way. Wow, this is wonderful. This shadow is absolutely gorgeous. I feel like when I do the makeup on my right eye, it's a lot harder for me than when I do it on my left. Do you guys have a favorite eye? One just is so much harder to do than the other, and I don't know why. All right, and this is where we're at. Look at it. It's just the perfect smoky eye base. Okay, you know I had to go in with this shade as well. It's just screaming my name. It's like a beautiful pinky and gold shade. So we're gonna tap this onto the lid. Oh my God, look at it. Oh, it's so sparkly. This is really giving like a duochrome sort of shift. Oh my goodness, this is actually beautiful. This is so much prettier than I thought. This is a beautiful neutral color actually. Wow, this is absolutely gorgeous. The gold shimmers that are sparkling through are insane. This is such a wearable shimmer. Wow, this is gorgeous. It goes perfectly with the base that we've just put on. I'm obsessed. I need to keep going. I can't help myself. This is just absolutely beautiful. The amount of looks that we could come up with this palette is insane. There are so many different types of looks you can make. Okay, it's time for another star of the show. We're gonna tap this on the inner part of that eye, and wow, look at that. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Can you see that? You can see that, right? Like you can see how beautiful. There's greens, there's golds, there's even a little bit of blue coming through. It's everything. I even love that paired together, which is so surprising to me. It's a bit risky. I was a bit worried about pairing these two shades, but they merge into each other perfectly. I love this. This is so many fun shades in here. Okay, and once again on this eye as well, I'm just gonna go in with the highlighting shade I was using just to tie both looks together. Okay, now jumping back in with the shade Dark Matter, just like on this eye, we're just gonna tap this along the bottom lash line. So I think we've done pretty well to use 8 out of the 12 shades today. Do you guys want to see more looks with this palette? Please let me know because I would be very interested in making more videos. For the bottom lash line, we're going back in with Stardust first of all along the whole entire bottom lash line, just blending and smoking that out. And then jumping in with the shade Mars, we're just gonna blend it on the outer half of that bottom lash line. Yes, just like that. That's wonderful. Going in with that beautiful shimmery green, I'm buffing this as well onto the bottom lash line because I just cannot help myself. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the same as the other eye. I'm going to put a white cream gel liner on the bottom waterline and a black cream gel liner for the top waterline. Next up, we're going to curl the lashes and we're going to apply some mascara now. Now we're going to pop on the last lash. I have used these lashes way too many times. Okay, and here we have the finished second eye look. What do you guys think? It's so different to the one on the left, I think. I think they're both similar but different. So which look was your favorite eyeshadow look? I'm obsessed with this palette. I love it so much. I can't wait to keep using it more and more. I know it's gonna be a staple for me. If you wanna see another awesome eyeshadow tutorial, I'll leave it linked right here. I hope to see you over there. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. Bye.